Howdy, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. It is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. And this is my video for week 53 of my journey to Wonderland. That's right, it's the first week of the new year. It's my journey to Wonderland using beef, butter, bacon, and eggs carnivore. And pretty much given up on fasting. We're trying just the straight up carnivore route now. So that's what we're doing. We're going to head over into the daily videos and check those out here on Big Anklevich on health. Okay, it is Monday, and what do we do today? Let's see, we got up this morning and I had myself the last of it, sadly, pork belly and eggs. And gosh dang, I don't know what it is, but I just love it right now. Had it every day, 3 days in a row, and it has been tasty every single time. I've really enjoyed it. That was what I had for breakfast. And then me and my kids went out to the garage and we did some working out. We did bench press and we did deadlifts. And it was fun. I taught my 12-year-old how to do a deadlift and how to do the bench press. And I think he's into it. I think he's interested. He thought it was really hard. And he's like, man, this weight is heavy. But he was cool to do it, which is fun. And I guess this summer he's going to do some, like a workout camp where he goes to the high school and does working out there as well. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's what we did at the start of the day. And then the last thing that I did before leaving for work was I cooked up half my 5-pound chub of ground beef. And I brought that with me on my drive to work and ate some of that as I went. I ate about half of it. So probably about 1.25 pounds on top of the eggs and the pork belly that I had earlier. And that was my food for the day. And I don't suspect that I will even get hungry later on. I still have more ground beef. I have it in the fridge at work, so I will be able to eat it if I need to. But I don't think I'm going to. I'm pretty full, and I'm feeling happy. Okay, it is Tuesday, and things are coming along as they have been. And another week and another crazy storm here in Houston. I just had to drive the whole way through it to get to work, and I'm in the parking lot and now it's done. How about that? Isn't that wonderful? So I got to drive the whole time through hail and just driving rain to make it here, and it's gone, which is good, but I'm sure we'll be covering it for the rest of the day. But what did I do today? Well, I got up this morning and I had the last of that ground beef that I cooked yesterday. I finished that off, as well as I had some bone broth. I found they had chicken's feet at H-E-B, and so I bought myself some. And so we made some good bone broth with chicken's feet and the bones from one of those Costco chickens. You got to have more than just the bones from a Costco chicken, though. I don't know that those things have any minerals in them. But you have the chicken's feet and you get some good stuff. And so that was pretty good. And I'd stayed up late last night, so I wound up just mostly sleeping the morning away. And then just before I had to leave for work, I realized I went and tried to take one of the steaks that I bought on Saturday and put them into the air fryer and do the frozen cooking thing that Michaela Peterson said to do. And I could not get them apart. They were frozen together so hardcore that I was actually breaking the steaks into pieces rather than getting them into separate steaks. The ice that was freezing them together was stronger than the meat that they were made of. So I finally just gave up and stuck them in the fridge and said, okay, I guess they'll just thaw naturally. And I took the other half of the chub of ground beef and I cooked that. And I started eating it, and then my wife called and said, hey, that storm is coming. See if you can get any cars into the garage. Our garage is usually full of junk. So we did our best to get one of the cars into the garage. It's a Mini, so it'll fit in a little better than other cars normally would. But we still couldn't get it all the way in. Too much junk in the garage. But We got it most the way in there, so hopefully the hail didn't damage it in any way. And then I hurried, got a shower, got out the door to come to work, and I realized that I drove off without finishing my ground beef, and I left it at home. I guess that's what happens when there's a crazy storm. So I didn't finish my food. I called my daughter and asked her to put it away for me, and I guess that's what I'll have tomorrow. But yeah, I didn't eat a whole lot today. Too much other crap going on, I guess. Whoops. Okay, it is Wednesday, and it's been a kind of a crazy day, so I haven't had a chance to do my update until now. But yeah, I'm here to tell you that, what did I do? I don't know. I forgot to work out this morning, for one. It's the first thing, because I had a bunch of stuff that I was doing. And then, but I did eat food. This morning I had the rest of the ground beef that I cooked yesterday for my breakfast, but I didn't eat enough food. I was planning on cooking the ribeye steaks that I had yesterday. I tried to get them apart. They were so frozen together they wouldn't come apart, and so I just let them thaw naturally, and I was going to cook them today, and I didn't give myself enough time. I forgot to cook them. I was trying to get some stuff done. I got it done. And then I realized, shoot, I don't have enough time to even cook these steaks. And so I had to leave. And my plan was to get some hamburger patties at McDonald's on the way to work. But then there was a massive traffic jam. And I was so far behind that I figured I did not have time to do that. So I had to wait. And I finally went and got that at 6 at dinner time, and I had myself 6 Wendy's burger patties, and they were good. They're just as good as McDonald's. It's all beef. It's all good. But yeah, that's what I had. And tomorrow I'm gonna have to work out. I'll have to do Thursday and Saturday again this week like I did last week. Okay, it is Thursday, and today was a little weird. I slept in a lot later than usual. My wife let me sleep. She took my son to school, and it was his last day of school, so tomorrow I can sleep in again if I want. But yeah, since I slept in all the way till like 10 o'clock, I had less time to do the stuff that I needed to do, like working out and making food. I did finally get around to eating the ribeyes that were frozen together earlier in the week. I put some of them into the air fryer and cooked them up. I left them in a little long. They were a little overcooked. I was not super happy about that, but they were fine. I ate them. They were tasty. And I had that and a big old bottle of homemade bone broth. That was pretty good. And that's pretty much all I had time for. I hurried out. I did my squats, and I did push-ups and sit-ups for my workout today. I did manage to get that in at least. Didn't forget again, although I almost did. But that was all I got done today. I didn't get any other productive things done. Oh well. But yeah, I'm not planning on eating more. I keep eating in the evenings recently. But today I will not be doing that. I will skip that. Okay, it is Friday, coming to the end of the week. And it's been kind of a tough week, but doing all right, I guess. Today I had my chuck roast that has been sitting waiting to be cooked all week long. I keep forgetting every night to put it in the crock pot, and last night I was all the way in bed and half asleep, and then I woke up remembering, oh shoot, I don't have any other food. If I don't put that dang thing in there this time, I'm gonna just be out of luck tomorrow. So I dragged myself out of bed and I put it in the crock pot and I got it going, finally remembering. And so in the morning, that's what I had, and it was, I think it was more than a pound of chuck roast, probably close to 2 pounds. I don't know how much it was. But it was a whole big chuck roast that I had, and it was good. I had that for my meals, and that left me pretty darn full. I thought it was interesting. I was watching Ferrigno Freedom, I think, yesterday, and he was talking about cooking a chuck steak. And he said he hated doing chuck roast because you see all the fat and it, drains out of the meat as you cook it. And I thought, that's weird. Why don't you eat that fat? And that's what I do. I put the chuck roast into a bowl, basically a big container, and then I pour all the fat that's in the crock pot in with it, and that just soaks into the meat as you eat it, and it makes it twice as tasty. Super good. So I really enjoyed that. And that's pretty much all I had. That, and my weight is staying steady around 220, which is so high, so much higher than it was a couple of weeks ago. I hope eventually it will start to come down, but for now I will keep going. I will stand firm. I will stick to my guns. I will keep eating and working out, and I got to work out again tomorrow. I'll make sure I don't forget that, like I did on Wednesday, and had to do my workout on Thursday. But the fun thing is, if I'm doing it on Saturday, that means I can do it with my kids because they're home on Saturday, so that we'll get to do that. So I guess I'll tell you about that tomorrow. Okay, it is Saturday, and gosh, today was just a crap day. It was so lame. My wife decided that she needed to get a car today to replace her old car. So we spent the entire day at a car dealership. It took so long. I hate that crap. It's the last thing I wanted to spend my entire Saturday doing, especially considering that I have to work tomorrow. So it's my only day off this week. And I got to spend it as basically a day on. It was worse than going to work, really. But before we left, I had myself ground beef. I cooked up some ground beef and ground pork together, and I had that for my early meal. And then while we were at the car dealership, waiting, my wife happened to look up and see that the In-N-Out burger, one of the two that are in Houston, was actually very nearby. And so she wanted me to go and pick us up some stuff. And so I did. I got them all some hamburgers. And for me, I decided I would get some Flying Dutchman, which if you've ever gone to In-N-Out, that is 2 burger patties with cheese. So that's what I got. I got 3 of those and I had them. So I've had, I don't know. I mean, I've had cheese already this week several times. I have been bad and I need to cut it out. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on here yet. Been talking about my main food that I ate. I don't think I've talked about each day when I keep having myself a little bit of cheese. Hasn't really made much of a difference. I've been around 219 the entire week, which is going to put me way up for my average again. But yeah, I probably need to rein that in. But the Flying Dutchman were very tasty. I enjoyed them, so there was that at least. And we did finally get to come home. Sadly, I didn't get to work out today, so I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow, which means next week I'm gonna just have to plan to work out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday instead of, switch to that if I forget. So I guess I better not forget. Okay, it is Sunday, and this morning I got up and I had myself steak and eggs for breakfast. And then I was pretty full, but I brought like a big container of ground beef, the stuff that I cooked up yesterday. I brought that with me to work, which, yeah, I had to work on Sunday, huzzah. And I took that with me and I ate that whole thing. It was the ground beef mixed with ground pork. So it was pretty good. And as I have been doing recently, because I guess I'm a weirdo, or I don't know, maybe it's not that weird, but I've just been eating it cold. I don't even heat it up. I like the way it is. I like the taste of cold ground beef with like the fat all on it and stuff. There's something good about it. It really appeals to me. Of course, I did also eat cheese and pepperoni this morning at breakfast time as well. So it's been bad. I've been eating on cheese And I don't eat enough of it that it's a really bad thing, really big deal. So it hasn't gotten me like really sick to my stomach or anything like that. Although I have had a little bit of gas. But yeah, it's just, it's counterproductive and it's not helping me. And I think what I really need to do is buckle down. You know, I've often said I'm really close to doing a lion diet. All I need to do is stop eating like pork belly, I guess, pretty much. And everything that I bought for this upcoming week at the grocery store is meat. Maybe I should do that this week. I'll have to think about that. Probably won't be able to do it the whole week, but maybe starting Tuesday or Wednesday or something. All right, there you go, everybody. That is this week. I don't know. It wasn't a great week. It wasn't a terrible week. I basically stayed at the same weight the entire week, which is kind of good, considering especially that I kept cheating. I kept having cheese. I kept having other stuff that I shouldn't have. And yet I'm kind of hovering right around 220. Got there, I don't know, last Thursday. Not this Thursday, but the week before. And been there for this whole time. Of course, that brings my average up quite a lot. If you look at what my average was last week, I was at 214.2. And this week, my average is 220.6. That's because last week I came up a lot. I finished out, I think I started at like 206 or something last Monday and finished out at like 219. And this week, I just kind of stayed around the same place. So my average finished out at 220.6, which means I gained another 6.4 pounds on my average. But I don't feel like that so much because I've just kind of been hovering at right around 220 the whole week. But it's a lot more than I was just a few scant weeks ago. And I think part of it is that I've been not so good. I have not been completely faithful to what I'm supposed to do. And I think what I'm going to do is what I was saying there in that last video where I said I was thinking about trying out just doing the straight up lion diet. And, you know, I've learned some things over the last few weeks of eating every day and eating when I'm hungry, that sometimes I need to be better prepared. And so I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to make sure that I have food with me at work that I can eat when I get hungry, so I don't have to go to Wendy's and buy a bunch of hamburger patties. I can just pull out hamburger that I cooked myself and eat that instead. And I will be eating steak. I got a lot of steak. I got some roast. I got some fat trimmings. And I'll be eating that this upcoming week. I do have some other stuff. I have pork fat trimmings that I need to finish off first. And those are so good. Pork fat is really tasty. I think I like it better than I like beef, but they're both good. But yeah, I'm going to finish off that, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere like that of the week coming up, I will get started on a straight up lion diet. So maybe next week I'll be able to change the BBBE off of my little thumbnail, switch that over to lion diet. Maybe I'll stick with that for a while and see what difference that makes. I am doing working out, and I've managed to get in 3 days a week, even though I keep missing days here and there. I've still managed to get it in, so that's good. And I'll keep that up. Next week, it's going to have to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I got to make sure not to skip any days that week because, you know, I don't want it to go on to Sunday again and keep pushing back. Pretty soon, I'll be wrapping around. I'll be lapping myself, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm not too upset yet. I am worried. Again, I have to say, I'm letting myself do stuff that I shouldn't. And while it's still carnivore, it's teetering on the brink. I find myself tempted by things. Generally, if I stay away from cheese, I don't get tempted. Cheese has maybe enough carbs in it that it can tempt me, something like that. It can get me to start thinking about carbs, so I got to steer clear of the cheese, I think. So I will cut that out in this coming week, and we'll see what difference that makes. Do I come back down, or do I just keep hovering around 220? Is that where I'm going to stay for a little while until my body gets used to the fact that it's eating every day and it doesn't need to worry? I don't know. We shall see. But thanks for watching. I'll let you know more about it next week. We'll see you on Big Anklevich on Health.